All right, it's Tuesday, October 7th, just following up on Coinbase. I took some gains on this trade. I discussed how I bought some puts as we were opening up week and getting a 2 down day. We kind of hit our target down here on the daily bar. And then we worked into this gap where you kind of know that there's the potential here for that to be a support area. So as the market came down strongly here, and I bought puts on this inside bar as it was breaking lower, expecting to take the lows of the day and the pre-market lows when it sliced through there. And then the overall market, the SPY, was kind of hitting its key target, and I've shot some videos on that. I decided to exit the Coinbase put trade. So I bought those 390 puts at 17. I scaled out at 19 to set up an overage trade, and I sold the rest down there at 28. And you can see now they're at about 24, or asking 24, 25. So very nice gain on this, over 10 points on that part of the trade on these options. The stock is in an overall uptrend, so you don't know for sure how much. You don't expect it necessarily to completely collapse, but given the market conditions, given the exhaustion risk, given the opening price action that align with a 2 down day and some targets into this gap here between the high of this bar and the low of this bar, that could be a pause area. And the sharp move down, it presented a good, nice volatile environment for some good gains on these options. So just thought I'd follow up on that, and you could see here that's a logical area to expect a pause. So taking gains into the weakness, at least at the moment, seems to be a nice move. And then the SPY, again, I've been shooting videos all morning on this. You can see how this has reached its next target down here, and this is a logical pause area. So again, I'm not surprised at all to see the green forming. However, this at the moment is not really, a strong green reversal bar, but it could last a little while, and then we'll see if it ultimately rolls over and has a secondary move lower, and if it can take out the low of the day and then reach its next target. You don't know for sure, but at every one of these targets, anything's possible. It could either slice right through, pause, or maybe even have a reversal area. Intraday, for this to reverse, you're going to need pretty strong green price action here. So we'll see what happens. Anything's possible on this one, given the uptrend that's in play and the fact we did finally take out a little liquidity to the downside. But the question is, if we can't really rebound strongly from there, meaning this intraday structure doesn't really, do anything other than just an orderly pause, then you almost expect it to roll over, test the lows, and start moving to some lower levels as well. And I even discussed on some videos last week on the SPY how I'm looking at these double bottoms here as a target someday. And if this is the beginning of the rollover to the downside, and as it kind of works lower, these two areas here are just like double bottoms with stops that are, it's like a magnet to get down there. But, we're going to have to roll over, get through the midpoint of this whole move, and then kind of work towards those levels. So let's see if that happens. But if it does, I've always had that in mind as we've been moving up. Given this little push down that didn't take out that level, it set up a good liquidity area. And now with that, bring a lot of selling in as we work higher here in this rollover. Let's see if this might be the beginning of the move, but you never know for sure. And just kind of following up on the SPY, and in this case, another good trade to the downside on Coinbase that gave you an opportunity to get out at an area where you kind of expected the market to pause.